The pregnancy test sits on the edge of the bathroom sink, mocking me with its twin pink lines. 2 lines. Positive. Unmistakably, irrefutably positive. I grip the porcelain counter until my knuckles turn white, staring at my reflection in the mirror. My face looks the same as it did 20 minutes ago. Same brown eyes, same dark hair falling in waves past my shoulders, same spattering of freckles across my nose. But everything has changed. I'm pregnant. The nausea that has plagued me for the past 2 weeks suddenly makes horrible sense. The exhaustion that hits me like a freight train every afternoon. The way my bras don't fit quite right anymore. My body has been trying to tell me what my mind refused to acknowledge. I'm pregnant with Dante Moretti's child, the man whose bed I haven't shared in 3 months. The man I'm supposed to be just roommates with now, according to the story we tell everyone who asks. The man currently sitting in our shared living room, probably reviewing contracts for whatever legitimate business front he's running this week. If you're enjoying the story so far, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Drop a comment telling me where in the world you're watching from. I love hearing from you. My phone buzzes on the counter. A text from my sister, Rachel. Mom's asking about Thanksgiving again. Are you bringing the roommate? Smirking face, I close my eyes. The roommate? That's what Dante has become in the 6 months since I moved into his penthouse apartment in downtown Chicago. That's the lie we've carefully constructed for my family, for his business associates, for anyone who might look too closely at the arrangement between Sophia Chen, elementary school teacher, and Dante Moretti, real estate developer / something much darker that we don't talk about. Except it was never just roommates. Not really. It started 4 months ago. A bottle of wine. A thunderstorm. Me crying about a student I couldn't help. Him listening with those dark, intense eyes that seemed to see straight through every wall I'd ever built. One thing led to another, and suddenly we were tangled together on his leather couch, breaking every rule we'd set when I moved in. It happened again the next night. And the next. For 6 weeks, we had something that felt dangerously close to real. He'd wake me with coffee. I'd leave notes in his jacket pockets. We'd pretend, in the quiet hours between midnight and dawn, that we were just 2 normal people falling for each other. Then his world came crashing in. A rival family. A threat. Men with guns showing up at one of his properties. Dante sat me down at the kitchen table, his face carved from stone, and told me we had to stop. That getting close to him put a target on my back. That I was safer if we went back to the original arrangement. Just roommates. Nothing more. I agreed because I saw the fear in his eyes. Not fear for himself, but fear for me. We haven't touched since. We've been painfully, professionally polite. Good morning. How was your day? I left dinner in the fridge. Thank you. Good night. And now I'm pregnant. I look down at the test again. My hands are shaking. I need to tell him. I have to tell him. But the memory of his face when he ended things, the cold finality in his voice when he said this was a mistake, makes my stomach churn with something that has nothing to do with morning sickness. What if he thinks I'm trying to trap him? What if he thinks I did this on purpose? Worse, what if he wants nothing to do with this baby? I wrap the test in toilet paper and shove it deep into my purse. I'll figure out what to say. I'll find the right words. Just not tonight. Not when my world is still spinning. I wash my hands, splash cold water on my face, and open the bathroom door. Dante is standing in the hallway. I freeze. He's leaning against the wall, arms crossed over his chest, wearing dark jeans and a black t-shirt that does nothing to hide the muscled frame beneath. His black hair is slightly messed up, like he's been running his hands through it. His jaw, always sharp enough to cut glass, is tight with tension. You've been in there for 30 minutes, he says. His voice is that low rumble that used to make my toes curl. Now it just makes my heart race with anxiety. I was about to break down the door. I'm fine, I say too quickly. Just, stomach bug, something I ate. His dark eyes narrow. He doesn't believe me. Dante Moretti didn't build an empire by missing details. You've been sick for 2 weeks, Sophia. It's just a bug, I repeat, moving past him toward my bedroom. I'll be fine. His hand catches my wrist. Not roughly, but firm enough to stop me. The touch sends electricity up my arm, a reminder of all the nights we spent learning every inch of each other. If you're sick, See a doctor, he says. I'll have someone drive you tomorrow. I don't need a driver, Dante. I can take care of myself. I know you can. His thumb brushes over my pulse point, and I know he feels how fast my heart is beating. But you don't have to. The gentleness in his voice nearly breaks me. I pull my wrist free. I'm fine. Really. Just tired. I'm going to bed early. I don't wait for his response. I slip into my bedroom and close the door, leaning against it and trying to catch my breath. On the other side, I hear him sigh. His footsteps retreat down the hall. I slide down to sit on the floor, my hand pressed against my still flat stomach. It's okay, I whisper to the tiny cluster of cells that's already changing everything. We're going to figure this out. But I have no idea how. The next morning, I wake up to the smell of coffee and bacon. For a moment, I forget everything. Forget the test hidden in my purse. Forget the secret growing inside me. I just smell breakfast and think about how Dante always makes too much food on Saturday mornings. Then the nausea hits. I barely make it to the bathroom before I'm retching into the toilet, my body rejecting the idea of food before I've even seen it. When the heaving stops, I slump against the cool tile floor, sweating and miserable. A soft knock on the door. Sophia. Dante's voice, concerned. Are you okay? Fine. I call out, though my voice sounds weak even to my own ears. Be out in a minute. I'm coming in. No, don't. The door opens. Dante stands in the doorway, taking in the scene. Me on the bathroom floor, pale and shaking, clearly having just been sick. His expression shifts from concern to something harder, more intense. He crosses the space in 2 strides and crouches beside me. How long has this been happening? He demands. It's just a stomach bug, I say, but even I can hear how hollow the excuse sounds now. Bullshit. His hand comes to my forehead, checking for fever. His touch is gentle despite the steel in his voice. You don't get stomach bugs for 2 weeks straight. When's the last time you saw a doctor? Dante, I'm fine. You're not fine. You're sick every morning. You're exhausted. You barely eat dinner. His eyes search my face, and I can see his mind working, cataloging symptoms, coming to conclusions I'm not ready for him to reach. Sophia, when was your last period? The question hits like a physical blow. I can't meet his eyes. That's none of your business, I whisper. The hell it isn't. His voice drops lower, dangerous now. Sophia, look at me. I can't. If I look at him, he'll see the truth written all over my face. His hand cups my chin, forcing my gaze up. His dark eyes bore into mine, and I watch understanding dawn across his features. His face goes through a series of rapid changes, shock, disbelief, something that might be fear. Tell me I'm wrong, he says quietly. Tell me that's not what this is. The silence stretches between us. I can hear my own heartbeat pounding in my ears. Can hear the distant sound of traffic on the street below. Can hear the coffee maker beeping in the kitchen, announcing that breakfast is ready. I can't find words. Dante's hand drops from my face. He rocks back on his heels, running both hands through his hair. When he looks at me again, his expression is unreadable. How long have you known? Since yesterday, I admit. My voice cracks. I took a test yesterday evening. I was going to tell you. I just needed time to process. Process. He laughs, but there's no humor in it. Christ, Sophia. He stands abruptly, pacing the small bathroom. I watch him, my heart in my throat. This is it. This is where he tells me this was a mistake. Where he offers me money for an abortion. Where he confirms every fear that kept me awake all night. Instead, he stops pacing and turns to face me. When he speaks, his voice is carefully controlled. Are you keeping it? The question, so clinical and detached, makes something inside me snap. Yes, I say, pushing myself up from the floor. My legs are shaky, but I force them to hold me. I'm keeping my baby, whether you want to be involved or not. My baby, he corrects, his eyes flashing. It's my baby too, Sophia. Is it? I challenge. Because 3 months ago, you made it very clear that we were a mistake. That this, I gesture between us, could never be anything real. So tell me, Dante, are you going to want this baby? Or are you going to treat it the same way you've been treating me? Like a complication you wish you could erase? The words come out harsher than I intended, but I can't take them back. They've been building for months, ever since he cut me off with that cold efficiency that made me feel like I'd imagined everything between us. Dante's jaw tightens. For a long moment, he just stares at me. Then, in a voice so quiet I almost don't hear it, I ended things because Marco Salvetti's men were asking questions about you. They took photos of us together. They were watching your school, Sophia. Watching the kids you teach. His hands curl into fists at his sides. I ended things because the alternative was you showing up dead in an alley somewhere to send me a message. The air leaves my lungs. What? You think I wanted to stop? His voice rises now, emotion bleeding through the careful control. You think I enjoyed the last 3 months, pretending you're just some girl I rent a room to? I ended it because I had to. Because keeping you safe meant keeping you at arm's length. I'm staring at him, trying to process this information. Marco Salvetti. I know that name. Everyone in Chicago knows that name, even if they pretend they don't. The threat, I say slowly. The rival family you mentioned. That was Salvetti. Yes. And he was watching me? Until 2 weeks ago, yes. Dante's expression is grim. We reached an agreement. He stays out of my territory. I stay out of his. Part of that agreement was that civilians, people not involved in the business, were off limits. So I'm safe now? You should be. But he doesn't sound certain. The agreement holds as long as neither side breaks it. I press a hand to my stomach, protective instinct already kicking in. And if we break it, if someone finds out about, I can't even say it out loud, then you become leverage. Dante's voice is flat, emotionless, but I can see the tension in every line of his body. A baby would make you an even bigger target than you were before. The reality of the situation crashes over me like a wave. This isn't just about Dante and me anymore. This isn't about hurt feelings or complicated emotions. This is about survival. No one can know, I whisper. No one can know, he agrees. He steps closer, and this time when his hand reaches for me, I don't pull away. He rests his palm gently on my still flat stomach. We keep this quiet as long as we can. We maintain the roommate story. When you start to show, we'll figure something out. A boyfriend who left town, maybe. Or we could tell people you're the father, I interrupt. He looks at me sharply. That defeats the purpose of keeping you safe. Does it? Or does it make me safer? I'm thinking fast now, the teacher part of my brain working through logistics. If we're just roommates and I turn up pregnant, people will ask questions. Someone might dig. But if we tell everyone we're together, that we've been together for months, then anyone looking at you looks at me first. Dante finishes. His eyes narrow thoughtfully. It could work. It makes you less vulnerable in some ways. More vulnerable in others, I acknowledge. Yes. His hand is still on my stomach, warm and steady. The Saltas, if they find out, we'll deal with them if we have to. I cover his hand with mine. But right now, we need to deal with this. With us. Dante's eyes meet mine. For the first time in 3 months, I see the walls crack. See the man I fell for. Peeking through. I never stopped wanting you, he admits quietly. Every night, knowing you were just down the hall. Every morning, seeing you in the kitchen. It's been torture, Sophia. Then why? Because I thought I was protecting you. His free hand comes up to cut my face. But maybe I've been an idiot. Definitely an idiot. I agree, and despite everything, I feel a small smile tug at my lips. He leans his forehead against mine. We stand like that for a long moment, breathing each other's air, his hand on our baby, my hand over his. We're going to have a baby, he says, and there's wonder in his voice now. You and me. Yes. I'm going to be a father. Yes. He pulls back enough to look at me, and there's something fierce in his expression now. Something possessive and protective and entirely Dante. Then we do this right, he says. No more pretending. No more just roommates. You're mine, Sophia Chun. You've been mine since the first night you let me touch you. And I protect what's mine. That's very caveman of you, I say, but my heart is racing for entirely different reasons now. You have no idea. His thumb brushes over my cheekbone. Can I kiss you? I haven't kissed him in 3 months. Haven't felt his lips on mine since that last night before everything fell apart. The answer should be complicated. We have So much to figure out. So many problems to solve. But the answer is simple. Yes. He kisses me like a man who's been starving. His mouth claims mine with an intensity that makes my knees weak. I kiss him back just as desperately, 3 months of longing and loneliness pouring into this moment. When we finally break apart, we're both breathing hard. Breakfast, I say shakily. You made breakfast. Fuck breakfast. His voice is rough. Come back to bed with me. Dante, we have 3 months to make up for, tesoro. The Italian endearment, my treasure, makes heat pool low in my belly. And I'm done pretending I don't want you in my bed. In my life. In every part of my world. I should be more cautious. Should think about the complications. Should remember that we still have very real problems to solve. But I'm done pretending too. Okay, I whisper. He sweeps me up in his arms like I weigh nothing, carrying me out of the bathroom and down the hall. Not to my bedroom, but to his. The one I haven't entered in 3 months. He lays me down on the massive bed gently, reverently. His eyes are dark with desire as he looks down at me. I'm going to do this right this time, he says. No more mistakes. No more pushing you away. You and this baby, you're my priority now. My only priority. What about the business? What about it? His hand slides under my shirt, palm warm against my bare skin. I didn't claw my way to the top just to die alone in some mansion. I did it so I could have something to offer when I finally found the right person. And I'm the right person? My breath catches as his hand moves higher. You're the only person. He leans down, his lips brushing my ear. I fell for you the day you moved in, Sophia. When you looked at my expensive apartment and asked if I had any plants because the place felt dead without them. I remember that day. Remember thinking he was too intense, too dangerous, too everything. Remember deciding to take the room anyway because the rent was unbelievably cheap and I needed a place after my ex kicked me out of our shared apartment. You fell for me because I criticized your interior decorating. I fell for you because you saw a space that cost $3 million and thought it needed something living in it. His fingers trace patterns on my stomach. You were right. It did need something alive. It needed you. And then he's kissing me again, and I'm not thinking about rival families or danger or complications. I'm just thinking about how right this feels. How much I've missed this. How much I've missed him. His phone buzzes on the nightstand. He ignores it. It buzzes again. And again. With a muttered curse, he reaches for it. His expression darkens as he reads the screen. What is it? I ask, sitting up. Problem at one of the warehouses. His jaw is tight. I need to go handle it. Disappointment crashes through me, but I nod. This is part of his world. I've always known that. Go. I'll be here when you get back. He looks torn, like he's considering blowing off whoever's texting him. Then his phone buzzes again, more insistent. This isn't over, he says, leaning down to kiss me hard and fast. Tonight, we finish this conversation. We figure everything out. Together. Together, I agree. He's halfway to the door when he stops and turns back. Sophia. Yeah. Don't leave while I'm gone. Stay here. In this apartment. Please. There's something in his voice that makes my pulse quicken. Not quite fear, but close to it. Is something wrong? Is it the saltas? Just a precaution. He's putting on his jacket now, checking the gun I know he keeps in a shoulder holster. I'll have Marco stationed outside the building. If you need anything, call him. Dante, you're scaring me. He comes back to the bed, cupping my face in both hands. You're safe here. I promise. But until I know what's happening at the warehouse, I need you here where I know you're protected. I nod, not trust in my voice. He kisses my forehead, then leaves. I sit on his bed, listening to his footsteps recede down the hall. Listening to the front door open and close. Listening to the deadbolts slide home with a heavy finality. Then I'm alone with my thoughts and a tiny cluster of cells that's already changed everything. I press a hand to my stomach. Your father's complicated, I tell the baby. But he's trying. That's something, right? My phone buzzes. A text from Rachel again. Seriously, Soph, Mom's losing it about Thanksgiving. Just tell her you're dating the roommate and be done with it. It's obvious you two are sleeping together anyway. Faced with tears of joy if she only knew. I text back. It's complicated. I'll explain when I see you. Three dots appear. Disappear. Appear again. You're pregnant, aren't you? I stare at the message. How does she know? How could she possibly? My phone rings. Rachel's face fills the screen. I answer. How did you know? I ask without preamble. Because I know you, Rachel says. And because you've been weird for weeks. Avoiding phone calls. Making excuses not to video chat. The stomach bug that never goes away. Sophie, I'm your sister. I can do math. I close my eyes. Please don't tell Mom. I won't. But you need to. She's going to figure it out eventually. I know. I just found out yesterday. I'm still processing. Is it the roommates? Rachel asks gently. His name is Dante. And yes, it's his. Does he know? He just found out this morning. And I look around his bedroom at the rumpled sheets where we almost made love before he got called away. It's complicated. Do you love him? The question stops me cold. Do I love him? I've been so focused on the practical aspects, the safety concerns, the logistics, the fear, that I haven't let myself think about the emotions. But the answer is simple. Yes, I whisper. I love him. Then figure out the complications, Rachel says. Because that baby deserves parents who are honest with each other. And Sophie, you deserve to be happy. We talk for a few more minutes, Rachel extracting a promise that I'll call Mom soon. When we hang up, I find myself lying back on Dante's bed, staring at the ceiling. The morning sunlight streams through the floor-to-ceiling windows, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. From this angle, Chicago looks beautiful. The lake stretches out endlessly, a mirror of blue under the clear November sky. I press both hands to my stomach. It's going to be okay, I tell the baby. Your father is intense and dangerous and probably has more enemies than I can count. But he'll protect us. He'll protect you. I believe that. Even with all the complications, all the danger, I believe Dante will do everything in his power to keep us safe. I just hope his power is enough. The apartment feels too quiet after Dante leaves. I try to distract myself by making tea, but the chamomile smells wrong and my stomach rebels. I end up pouring it down the sink and settling for crackers and ginger ale from the back of the fridge. Marco, Dante's head of security, texts to confirm he's stationed in the lobby. I text back a thumbs up, feeling ridiculous. I'm a 28-year-old woman being babysat because my maybe boyfriend, maybe baby daddy has enemies who photograph elementary school teachers. This is my life now. I'm curled up on the couch, trying to grade papers and failing miserably to concentrate when my phone rings. Unknown number. I almost don't answer. But something makes me pick up. Hello. Sophia Chin? A woman's voice, smooth and professional. Who's asking? My name is Dr. Elena Vasquez. I'm an obstetrician. Dante Moretti called me this morning and asked me to reach out to you directly. I sit up straighter. He did what? He explained that you recently discovered you're pregnant and haven't seen a doctor yet. I have an opening this afternoon at 2 if you'd like to come in. My office is in the medical building 3 blocks from your apartment. Of course he arranged this. Of course he's already planning, strategizing, taking control. Part of me wants to be annoyed. The other part is touched that he called a doctor the moment he left. I don't know if I can afford. Mr. Moretti has taken care of all costs. Dr. Vasquez interrupts smoothly. Your care will be completely covered. If you'd like to come in today, I can do a full examination and an early ultrasound. We can determine exactly how far along you are. I look at the clock. It's 11:30. 2 o'clock works. Excellent. I'll have my assistant text you the address. And Miss Chin, Mr. Moretti was very clear that discretion is important. Everything we discuss will be kept strictly confidential. Of course he mentioned discretion, because God forbid anyone find out that Dante Moretti got his roommate pregnant. Except that's not fair. He's trying to protect me, trying to protect the baby. Thank you, Dr. Vasquez. I'll see you at 2. I hang up and immediately call Dante. It goes to voicemail. You scheduled me a doctor's appointment without asking? I say to his voicemail. We need to talk about boundaries, Dante. You can't just... I stop. Take a breath. Actually, thank you. For caring enough to call. But next time, ask me first. Please. I end the call feeling like a mess of contradictions. Grateful and annoyed. Scared and relieved. In love with a man I'm not sure how to love. Marco drives me to the appointment, despite my protest that I can walk 3 blocks. "Boss's orders," he says, holding open the door of the black SUV. "You don't leave the building without security. This is ridiculous. I'm just going to the doctor." "Miss Chen, with all due respect, you're carrying the boss's baby. There's nothing just about any of your movements anymore." The words hit harder than he probably intends. My movements. My body. Already not entirely my own. I slide into the back seat without further argument. Dr. Vasquez's office is everything I expect from a doctor who caters to people like Dante. Marble floors, original artwork on the walls, a waiting room with leather chairs that probably cost more than my car. The receptionist takes my name and leads me to an examination room immediately. No waiting. No insurance forms. Just a private room with soft lighting and classical music playing quietly from hidden speakers. Dr. Vasquez appears 5 minutes later. She's in her 50s, with silver-streaked dark hair pulled back in an elegant bun. She radiates competence and warmth in equal measure. "Miss Chen, it's nice to meet you." She shakes my hand firmly. "I understand this is an unexpected pregnancy. That's putting it mildly." She smiles. They often are, even when people think they're being careful. "Why don't you tell me what's been happening? When was your last menstrual period?" I walk her through the symptoms. The nausea, the exhaustion, the missed period. She asks questions, takes notes, never once making me feel judged or uncomfortable. "Based on what you're telling me, I'd estimate you're about 8 to 9 weeks along. We'll do an ultrasound to confirm." She pulls out her phone and types something. "I'm also going to order some blood work. Standard first trimester panels, but I'm adding a few extras given Mr. Moretti's request for thoroughness." "What kind of extras?" "Nothing to worry about. Just comprehensive screening. He wants to make sure both you and the baby are as healthy as possible." Something about the way she says it makes me pause. "Has Dante used your services before? I mean, for other women?" Dr. Vasquez meets my gaze steadily. "I've been Mr. Moretti's family physician for 5 years. You're the first pregnant woman he's ever sent to me. The relief I feel is disproportionate and embarrassing. Now let's take a look at this baby, shall we?" The ultrasound machine is wheeled in. I lie back on the examination table, my shirt pulled up, my stomach exposed. Dr. Vasquez squirts warm gel on my skin and places the transducer low on my abdomen. "This early, we need to use a transvaginal probe to get a good image," she explains. "It's not painful, just slightly uncomfortable." I nod, my heart pounding. This is real. I'm about to see proof that there's a life growing inside me. The probe slides in. I stare at the screen, seeing nothing but gray static and fuzzy shapes that mean nothing to my untrained eye. Dr. Vasquez moves the probe, her eyes focused on the monitor. She's quiet for a long moment. Too quiet. "Is something wrong?" I ask, anxiety spiking. "No, not wrong." She angles the screen toward me and points. "See that? That's your baby. And that," she moves the cursor, "is your other baby." The world stops spinning. "What?" "You're having twins, Miss Chen. Congratulations." I stare at the screen. 2 tiny gray blobs, each with a frantic flickering that Dr. Vasquez says is their heartbeats. 2 babies. 2 hearts. 2 lives. "I'm having twins," I whisper. "You are. Based on their size, I'd say you're about 8.5 weeks along. They're measuring perfectly for gestational age. Both heartbeats are strong." She prints out several images. "Do you have a history of twins in your family?" "No. My sister and I are just regular siblings. No twins anywhere in the family tree that I know of." "Then it likely comes from Mr. Moretti's side. Fraternal twins, which these appear to be, tend to run in families through the maternal line, but can also be influenced by paternal genetics." I can't stop staring at the screen. 2 babies. Dante got me pregnant with twins. "Are they okay?" I ask. "Are they healthy?" "Everything looks excellent. Both have strong heartbeats. Both are measuring right on target. It's very early still, but I see no cause for concern." She removes the probe and hands me tissues to clean up. I do want to see you more frequently than I would for a singleton pregnancy. Twins are considered higher risk, though most twin pregnancies proceed perfectly normally. We'll monitor closely. She prints out more images, hands me the stack. I want to see you again in 2 weeks. We'll do another ultrasound, check their growth. In the meantime, I'm prescribing prenatal vitamins, and I want you to increase your calorie intake. You're eating for 3 now. 3. The number makes my head spin. Does Dante know? I ask. That it might be twins? No. I haven't spoken to Mr. Moretti since this morning. He asked me to call him with the results of your appointment if you gave permission. Don't call him yet, I say quickly. Let me tell him myself. Dr. Vasquez nods. Of course. This is your news to share. Marco is waiting in the lobby when I emerge. He takes one look at my face and frowns. Everything okay, Miss Chun? Fine. Everything's fine. I clutch the ultrasound photos to my chest. Can you take me home? Of course. The drive back is silent. I stare out the window at Chicago passing by. People on the sidewalks going about their normal lives. None of them are carrying twin babies fathered by a dangerous man. None of them are trying to figure out how to tell that man he's about to be a father twice over. If you're hooked on this story, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Your support means everything and helps me bring you more emotional stories like this one. We pull up to the apartment building. Marco escorts me inside, up the elevator right to the door. Boss is still at the warehouse, he says, but he should be back within the hour. You need anything, I'm right downstairs. Thank you, Marco. I let myself into the apartment. It's still quiet, still empty. I go to Dante's bedroom and sit on the edge of his bed, laying out the ultrasound photos. 2 babies. 2 perfect little blobs with beating hearts. Our babies. I pick up my phone and take a photo of the ultrasound images. My finger hovers over Dante's contact. Then I delete the photo without sending it. This isn't news for a text message. This needs to be said face to face. I lie back on his bed, one hand on my stomach, and wait for him to come home. I must fall asleep because I wake to the sound of the front door opening. Heavy footsteps in the hallway. The familiar jingle of keys being tossed on the entry table. I sit up, disoriented. The sun has shifted. It's late afternoon now, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock. Sophia. Dante's voice carries down the hall. You here? In your room. I call back. His footsteps approach. He appears in the doorway and my breath catches. He's still wearing the same clothes from this morning, but his shirt is untucked and there's a smudge of something dark on his jaw. His hair is messed up like he's been running his hands through it. He looks tired, and when his eyes land on me, relieved. You're okay, he says. I'm fine. Marco took good care of me. The appointment. How did it go? He crosses to the bed, sitting beside me. His hand immediately goes to my stomach, possessive and protective. Is everything okay with the baby? Yes. Everything's okay with the babies. I watch the words register. Watch his expression change from concern to confusion to understanding. Babies, he repeats slowly. As in plural. I reach for the ultrasound photos on the nightstand and hand them to him. Twins. We're having twins. Dante stares at the images. His hand on my stomach goes very still. For a long moment, he doesn't say anything. Doesn't move. Just stares at the grainy black and white photos like they're written in a language he doesn't understand. Dante, I venture. Are you okay? Twins. His voice is barely a whisper. You're carrying twins. Yes. My twins. Unless you know something I don't about the last 3 months, then yes, they're definitely yours. He looks up at me then, and the expression on his face steals my breath. There's wonder there, and fear, and something so fierce and protective it makes my chest ache. 2 babies, he says. 2. I know it's more complicated than we thought. Complicated. He laughs, but it's not a bitter sound. It's almost odd. Sophia, complicated doesn't begin to cover it. If you're not ready for this, not ready. He cuts me off, his free hand coming up to cup my face. Tesoro, I wasn't ready for 1 baby. 2 just means I need to step up twice as hard. You're not upset. Upset. He looks at me like I'm speaking another language. I'm terrified. I'm overwhelmed. I have no idea how we're going to keep you safe let alone 2 babies. But upset? He leans his forehead against mine. No, I'm not upset. What about the saltas? The danger? 2 babies makes everything more complicated. Then we make it work. His thumb brushes over my cheekbone. I told you this morning, you're my priority. Now you and these babies are my priority. I'll figure out the rest. How? I don't know yet. He pulls back enough to look at me. But I will. We will. Together. Together, I echo. He kisses me then, soft and gentle and achingly tender. When he pulls back, his eyes are darker than before. Did you eat today? He asks. Crackers. Some ginger ale. His jaw tightens. That's not enough. You're eating for 3 now. The doctor said the same thing. Then let me feed you. He stands, pulling me up with him. Come on. I'll make dinner. Dante, you just got back from wherever you were. The warehouse can wait. You need food. The babies need food. His hand splays across my stomach again, like he can't stop touching me. And then we need to talk. Really talk. About what happens next. I let him lead me to the kitchen. He sits me at the island and starts pulling ingredients from the fridge. Watching him cook is mesmerizing. He moves with the same deadly efficiency he brings to everything else, chopping vegetables with precision, timing things perfectly. What happened at the warehouse? I ask. His jaw tightens. Someone tried to break into one of the shipments. Saltas. No. Small-time crew. Stupid kids thinking they could make a quick score. He doesn't look at me as he says it. They won't be trying again. I don't ask what that means. I'm not sure I want to know. Dante, I need to ask you something. Anything. What exactly do you do? I know you're not just a real estate developer. I know there's more to it, but I don't actually know what more means. He's quiet for a long moment, his hands stilling on the cutting board. Then he sets down the knife and turns to face me. What do you want to know? Everything. If we're doing this, raising babies together, I need to know what world I'm bringing them into. He studies my face, like he's trying to gauge how much truth I can handle. Finally, he nods. My family has been in Chicago for 4 generations. My great-grandfather came over from Sicily and started running protection rackets in Little Italy. My grandfather expanded into gambling and loan sharking. My father added drugs and weapons trafficking to the portfolio. He leans back against the counter, arms crossed. I took over when he died 6 years ago. Took over what exactly? The Moretti family. We control most of the South Side. We move product, not drugs, I got out of that business, but weapons, luxury goods, information. We run legitimate businesses as fronts. I actually do develop real estate, but we also handle enforcement, protection, and conflict resolution for people who can't go to the police. You're the mob, I say quietly. I prefer to think of it as specialized logistics and security consulting, he says with a slight smile. But yes, I'm the mob. I should be scared, should be running, should be calling the police. Instead I ask, have you killed people? Yes. Recently. Define recently. This year. Yes. This month. He holds my gaze. Yes. I should feel something. Horror. Fear. Disgust. But all I feel is a strange sort of calm. Did they deserve it? Does anyone deserve to die? He pushes off the counter and comes to stand in front of me. The men I've killed were threats to me or mine. I don't kill for pleasure, Sophia. I kill to survive, to protect my people, to maintain the balance that keeps my family safe. And now I'm your people, I say. Me and the babies. Now you're more than that. His hands frame my face. You're my everything. Which means anyone who threatens you threatens me. And I respond to threats with overwhelming force. It should sound terrifying. Instead, it sounds like a promise. I need you to understand something, I say. I'm not asking you to leave this life. I'm not asking you to change who you are. But I need to know that you'll keep our children safe. That you won't bring danger to their door. I will do everything in my power to protect them, he says. But I can't promise they'll never be in danger. Not in my world. The best I can do is make sure they're always guarded, always protected, and that anyone who thinks about touching them knows it will cost them their life. That's going to be a fun conversation when they're older, I murmur. Why do we have bodyguards, Daddy? Oh, Because Daddy kills people who threaten us. Despite everything, Dante laughs. We'll figure out the age-appropriate version when they're old enough to ask. The pasta timer beeps. He returns to the stove, plating food with surprising care. When he sets the plate in front of me, it's beautiful. Carbonara with fresh herbs and perfectly cooked pasta. Eat, he orders. Then we talk about next steps. I eat. The food is delicious, and my stomach actually tolerates it. Dante watches me the entire time, like he's memorizing every bite. When I'm finished, he clears the plates and pours himself a glass of whiskey. He doesn't pour one for me. Pregnant, right? And I'm absurdly touched by the consideration. We need to make decisions, he says, coming back to sit beside me at the island. About how we handle this. How we tell people. What the story is. I've been thinking about that. I say, what if we tell everyone we've been secretly dating for months? That we kept it quiet because of your business. But now that I'm pregnant, we're going public. That works for your family. What about mine? You have family? A mother in Florida. A sister in New York. An uncle who handles the books. He takes a sip of whiskey. They'll need to know the truth. That I got my roommate pregnant. Your mother is going to hate me. My mother is going to love you, he counters. She's been on my case about settling down for years. Grandchildren are exactly what she wants to hear about. Even though we're not married, the question hangs in the air between us. Dante sets down his glass. We could be, he says quietly. My heart stops. What? Married. We could get married. He turns to face me fully. I know it's fast. I know we're still figuring things out. But Sophia, I meant what I said this morning. You're mine. You've been mine. I want to do this right. Dante, you can't propose to me just because I'm pregnant. I'm not. His hand covers mine on the counter. I'm proposing because I love you. The pregnancy just made me realize I was an idiot for waiting. The words hit me like a physical blow. You love me. Of course I love you. Why do you think I've been so miserable for the last 3 months? Why do you think I ended things in the first place? Because I love you too much to watch you get hurt because of me. You never said it before. I know. I should have. He lifts my hand to his lips, pressing a kiss to my knuckles. I love you, Sophia Chen. I love your kindness and your strength. I love the way you see beauty in dead spaces. I love how you never let me intimidate you. I love that you're carrying my babies and not running for the hills. Tears are streaming down my face now. I love you too. I've loved you for months, even when I was trying not to. Then marry me. He slides off the stool, dropping to one knee right there in the kitchen. Marry me, and let me spend the rest of my life protecting you and these babies. Let me give them my name. Let me give you my name. You don't have a ring, I say stupidly. I'll get you 10 rings. 100. Whatever you want. His eyes search mine. Just say yes. I should think about this. Should consider all the complications. Should worry about my family, his world, the danger we're walking into. But I don't want to be careful anymore. I don't want to pretend. I don't want to waste another second. Yes, I whisper. Yes, I'll marry you. He surges up, kissing me hard and deep. When he pulls back, we're both breathless. We'll do it fast, he says. Small ceremony. Just immediate family. Before you start showing. Dante, I'm already showing. It's just not obvious yet. Then we do it next week. Next weekend. His hands frame my face. I'm not waiting any longer than I have to. Your mother can get on a plane. My sister too. Your family? My parents and my sister. That's it. Then that's who we invite. He kisses me again. Say you'll move into my room. No more pretending you sleep down the hall. I want you in my bed every night. I want to feel you next to me. I want to watch your belly grow with my children. Our children, I correct. Our children, he agrees. Say yes. Yes. To all of it. Yes. He lifts me off the stool, and I wrap my legs around his waist. He carries me back to his bedroom, our bedroom now, and lays me down on the bed. I'm going to take care of you, he murmurs against my lips. You and the babies. For the rest of our lives. I know. You believe me? I believe you. He kisses me like a man making a promise, like a man sealing a vow. And for the first time in months, I feel safe. Later, much later, we lie tangled together in his bed. My head is on his chest, his hand making lazy circles on my bare back. We need to talk about Rachel, I murmur. Your sister. She knows I'm pregnant. She guessed. I feel him tense beneath me. Who else knows? No one. Just Rachel. But she's going to tell our parents if I don't tell them soon. Then we tell them, he says. This weekend. We'll have everyone fly in. We'll tell them about the engagement and the pregnancy at the same time. They're going to freak out. Let them freak out. His hand moves to my stomach, protective. By the time they're done freaking out, you'll be Mrs. Moretti. They can't do anything about it then. That's very confident of you. That's very true of me, he corrects. Once you're mine legally, they'll have to accept it. My father is going to want to meet you first. Have a whole protective dad conversation. I can handle protective dads. He's a high school principal. He's really good at the intimidating voice. Dante laughs, the sound rumbling through his chest. Tesoro, I've stared down men holding guns to my head. I think I can handle a high school principal. Don't underestimate him. He made my ex cry once. Your ex was a coward who kicked you out when you needed a place to stay. I'm not your ex, no, he's definitely not. My ex would have run the moment he found out about twins. Would have accused me of trapping him. Would have offered money for an abortion and nothing else. Dante is offering everything. What are you thinking about? He asks. How lucky I am. How crazy this all is. How I can't believe this is my life now. Regrets? None. I tilt my head up to look at him. Terrified. Overwhelmed. But no regrets. Good. He kisses the top of my head. Because there's no going back now. You're stuck with me. Forever and ever. Forever and ever. My phone buzzes on the nightstand. Rachel, because of course it is. MOM called. She wants to know when she can meet the roommate. Sophie, what did you tell her? I show Dante the message. He reads it and smiles. Tell her she can meet me next weekend. At our wedding. That's evil. That's efficient. He takes my phone and types out a response before I can stop him. Done. What did you send? Flying you all out next weekend. Important announcement. No, I'm not dying. Yes, it's good news. Love you. My phone immediately starts ringing. Rachel. Don't answer it, Dante says, taking the phone and silencing it. She'll find out with everyone else. She's going to kill me. She'll forgive you when she finds out she's going to be an aunt. To twins. The words still sound surreal. Aunt to twins. We're having twins. Dante. Are you scared? He's quiet for a moment. When he speaks, his voice is honest and raw. Terrified. I have no idea how to be a father. I had a terrible example. My father was brutal, Sophia. He ruled by fear and violence. He taught me to trust no one and show no mercy. His hand tightens on my hip. I don't want to be that for our kids. I don't want them to fear me. They won't, because you're already more than your father. You're already choosing differently. How do you know? Because you're scared. Because you care enough to worry about it. Because the man I've fallen in love with is capable of tenderness, even if he hides it from the world. He's quiet again. Then, don't let me fuck this up. If you see me heading down that path, if I start becoming him, promise you'll stop me. I promise. But Dante, you're not him. You're choosing love over fear. That's already everything. He pulls me closer, burying his face in my hair. I love you, he whispers. So fucking much it terrifies me. I love you too. So much it makes me brave. We fall asleep like that, wrapped around each other, two babies growing between us, the future stretching out uncertain and terrifying and perfect. The chaos starts on Wednesday. I'm in the middle of a lesson on fractions with my third graders when my phone buzzes in my desk drawer. Once. Twice. 10 times in rapid succession. Miss Chun, are you going to answer that? Tommy Rodriguez asks, because 8-year-olds have the hearing of bats. No, Tommy. We're learning about fractions. What's 1/2 plus 1/4? My phone buzzes again. And again. By lunch, I have 47 text messages. 32 from Rachel. 10 from my mother. 5 from my father. The rest from numbers I don't recognize. I sit in my empty classroom. unwrapping my sandwich with trembling hands, and start reading. Rachel. Mom is freaking out. Rachel. She thinks you're eloping, Rachel. Are you eloping? Rachel. Sophie, answer your phone, Rachel. Dad is looking up flights to Chicago, Rachel. He's muttering about meeting this Dante person, Rachel. This is the most exciting thing that's happened to our family since Grandma won bingo, Mom. Sophia Marichan, you call me right now, Mom. Your father and I are very concerned, Mom. What is this important announcement? Mom, are you in trouble? Mom, Rachel says you're not dying, but that's not very reassuring, Mom. I'm calling you tonight and you will answer, Dad. Sophie, your mother is driving me crazy. Please call. I lean back in my chair and close my eyes. This is what I get for letting Dante send that text. My family is having a collective meltdown, and I haven't even told them the actual news yet. My phone rings. Dante, your mother has called me 6 times, he says without preamble. She found my number through some kind of dark magic. She's a librarian. Finding information is literally her job. She asked if I was holding you hostage. Despite everything, I laugh. What did you tell her? That you were at work teaching small children mathematics and couldn't be hostage and a 3rd grade teacher simultaneously. She didn't find that reassuring. Dante, maybe we should have thought this through better. We did think it through. We're telling them this weekend. They're panicking 48 hours early. This is going to be a disaster. This is going to be fine, he says, but I can hear tension in his voice. I've already arranged the flights. Your parents and Rachel arrive Friday afternoon. My mother and sister arrive Friday evening. We have dinner Friday night at the house. Wait, what house? I'm not having this conversation in the apartment. I bought a house in Lincoln Park. We close tomorrow. It has 6 bedrooms, a nursery that can be split into 2, and a yard. I'm still processing the words. I bought a house, when he continues. We'll tell everyone Friday night. The wedding is Saturday afternoon. Small ceremony in the back garden. I have a judge coming to officiate. You bought a house? Yes. When? Monday. After you told me about the twins. I called my realtor. We looked at 3 properties. I made offers on 2. The seller of the Lincoln Park house accepted yesterday. Dante, that was 4 days ago. I move fast when I have motivation. His voice softens. You and the babies need space, Sophia. A real home. Not just my bachelor apartment. I want our children to have a yard. I want them to have room to grow. My throat tightens. You bought us a house. I bought us a home. There's a difference. A knock on my classroom door interrupts us. Principal Henderson pokes his head in. Miss Chun, do you have a moment? I need to go. I tell Dante. We'll talk tonight. I love you. I love you too. I hang up and smile at Principal Henderson. What can I do for you? Just wanted to check in. You've seemed a bit distracted lately. Everything okay? Everything is insane. I'm pregnant with twins. I'm marrying a mob boss this weekend. My family is having a collective breakdown. I just found out my fiancé bought a house without telling me. Everything's great, I say brightly. Just some family stuff. Nothing to worry about. He nods, not entirely convinced, but he leaves me alone. I look down at my half-eaten sandwich. My stomach lurches. The morning sickness, which really should be called all-day sickness, has been brutal the last few days. Dr. Vasquez says it's normal, especially with twins, especially this early. She prescribed anti-nausea medication, but it only helps so much. I push the sandwich away and pull out my phone. I need to call my mother before she books a flight for tonight instead of Friday. She answers on the first ring. Sophia Marichan, you have some explaining to do. Hi, Mom. How are you? Don't, how are you me? What is this announcement? Why are we flying to Chicago? Who is this Dante person? And why haven't you told us you're dating someone? I take a deep breath. I promise I'll explain everything on Friday. But I need you and Dad and Rachel to trust me. Okay. Trust you? Sophie, you've been acting strange for weeks. Rachel says you're happy, but I haven't seen you smile in a video chat in over a month. Your father thinks. What does Dad think? She's quiet for a moment. He thinks you're pregnant. My silence is apparently very loud. Oh my God, Mom breathes. Sophie, are you pregnant? Mom, is it this Dante's? How long have you been seeing him? Why didn't you tell us? Mom, I promise I will explain everything on Friday. But I need you to not freak out until then. Can you do that? Can I not freak out? Sophie, you're pregnant. Mom. Friday. Please. She's quiet for a long moment. Then fine. Friday. But your father and I are having words with this young man. He's looking forward to meeting you too. I lie. We hang up, and I rest my forehead on my desk. 2 more days. I just need to survive 2 more days. My phone buzzes again. Rachel. Mom knows, doesn't she? She guessed. Dad's going to kill your boyfriend. Dad is going to try to kill my fiancé. There's a difference. 3 dots appear. Disappear. Appear again. Fiancé. Friday, Rachel. You'll understand everything on Friday. I have so many questions, and I will answer them on Friday. I promise. I silence my phone and try to get through the rest of the day without vomiting in front of my students. That night, Dante takes me to see the house. Marco drives us through Lincoln Park, past brownstones and Victorian mansions, until we pull up in front of a beautiful 3-story home with a wrought iron fence and a garden that's probably spectacular in spring. This is it? I ask, staring up at the house. This is home. Dante takes my hand and leads me up the front steps. He unlocks the door, he already has keys, and guides me inside. The interior takes my breath away. Hardwood floors, crown molding, a sweeping staircase, windows that let in floods of natural light. It's elegant and warm and nothing like the cold modern apartment. The previous owners left most of the furniture, Dante explains, leading me through room after room. I had my people check everything. It's all clean, safe, no bugs, no cameras, no surprises. He shows me the kitchen, marble counters, professional appliances, enough space to actually cook. The dining room with a table that seats 12, a library with floor-to-ceiling shelves. Then up the stairs. Master bedroom, he says, opening double doors to reveal a massive room with an attached bathroom and a balcony overlooking the garden. He leads me down the hall. Guest rooms. Your parents and Rachel can stay here when they visit. Further down, my mother and sister. Uncle Gio. Then he stops at a door at the end of the hall. And this, he says, pushing it open, is for them. The nursery is painted a soft cream color. There are 2 cribs already set up, 2 changing tables, 2 rocking chairs by the window. The morning light streams in, making everything glow. I walk into the room slowly, running my hand over one of the cribs. It's real wood, sturdy and beautiful. There's a mobile hanging above it, little animals dancing in a circle. When did you do all this? I whisper. Yesterday, after closing. I had a team come in. He comes up behind me, wrapping his arms around my waist, his hands settling on my stomach. I wanted you to see it before everyone arrives. I wanted you to know that I'm serious about this. About us. About giving our children the best life I can. I turn in his arms, looking up at him. It's perfect. It's a start. He kisses my forehead. We'll fill it with life. With love. With everything they deserve. Dante, this must have cost. Don't worry about the money. I have more than enough. His hand cups my face. I want to spend it on you. On them. Let me take care of you. I'm not used to this. Someone taking care of me. Get used to it. Because I'm not stopping. He leads me over to one of the rocking chairs and pulls me down into his lap. Tell me about your day. So I do. I tell him about Tommy Rodriguez and fractions. About Principal Henderson checking on me. About my mother's freakout and my father's suspicions. He listens to all of it, his hands never leaving my body. One on my hip, one on my stomach, like he needs constant physical confirmation that we're real. Your father is going to hate me, he says when I finish. Probably at first. But he'll come around. How can you be sure? Because he loves me. And once he sees how much you love me, how well you take care of me, he'll accept it. I lean my head against his shoulder, although he will definitely try to intimidate you first. I can handle it. Can you handle it without threatening him? Because threatening my father would be bad. Dante chuckles. I promise not to threaten your father, unless he threatens you first. Dante, I'm kidding. Mostly. He presses a kiss to my temple. I'll be on my best behavior. I'll be the perfect soon-to-be son-in-law. Can you do that? Be normal for a whole dinner? I can be whatever you need me to be. We sit like that for a long time, rocking gently in the nursery that will soon hold our children. The light fades outside, the room filling with shadows. We should go back, I finally say. I have school tomorrow, and I need to finish packing. Packing. For the move. We're moving into this house, aren't we? After the wedding, he says. I don't want your parents staying in my apartment. Too many questions about the security, the weapons, the business calls at 3 a.m. Good point. He drives us back himself this time, giving Marco the night off. We're stopped at a red light when he reaches over and takes my hand. Nervous? He asks. Terrified? You. Absolutely. You. The big bad mob boss is nervous about meeting my parents. Your parents are going to judge whether I'm good enough for their daughter. My money, my power, my reputation, none of that matters to them. They're going to look at me and see a man who got their little girl pregnant out of wedlock. A man who lives in a world of violence. A man who might get their grandchildren killed. He's not wrong. So show them the man I see, I say. Show them the man who bought a house with a nursery. The man who scheduled my doctor's appointments and made sure I ate breakfast. The man who's terrified of being a father but willing to try anyway. That man is good enough for anyone. His hand tightens on mine. I hope you're right. I am. Trust me. The light turns green. We drive home in comfortable silence. Friday arrives with the force of a freight train. I take the day off from school, claiming a family emergency. It's not entirely a lie. My entire family descending on Chicago to discover I'm pregnant and getting married in 24 hours definitely qualifies as an emergency. Dante is at the house, supervising last-minute preparations. I'm at the apartment, pacing and trying not to vomit from nerves rather than morning sickness. My parents' flight lands at 2. Rachel's at 2:30. Dante's family at 5. Marco picks me up at 1. Ready, Miss Chun? Not even a little bit. He smiles, a rare occurrence. For what it's worth, I think you're good for the boss. He's been different since you moved in. Happier. Thanks, Marco. That actually helps. We arrive at O'Hare just as my parents' plane lands. I wait at baggage claim, bouncing on my heels, watching passengers stream out. Then I see them. Mom looks exactly the same, petite and neat, her black hair cut in a sharp bob, wearing a sensible pantsuit. Dad is tall and distinguished, his salt and pepper hair perfectly groomed, wearing his teaching clothes even though he's on vacation. Sophie. Mom rushes over, pulling me into a tight hug. Oh, honey, let me look at you. She pulls back, her hands on my shoulders, and I watch her scan my face. Her eyes drop to my stomach, still mostly flat, hidden under a loose sweater, and then back up to my face. She knows. She absolutely knows. Dad hugs me next. Good to see you, sweetheart. You look tired. It's been a long week. I imagine it has been. His principal voice. The one that makes students confess to crimes they didn't commit. So, are you going to tell us what this is about? Or do we have to wait? Tonight, I promise. Dante's making dinner at his house. You'll understand everything tonight. Dante, Mom says thoughtfully. That's an unusual name. It's Italian. And is Dante planning to join us for this conversation? Yes. He'll be there. Good. Dad's voice is firm. I have questions. I just bet he does. Rachel's flight lands 30 minutes later. She takes one look at me and squeals. Oh my God, you're glowing. You're totally pregnant. Rachel! I hiss, glancing at our parents. But Mom is already nodding. I told you, Richard. Didn't I tell you? Dad pinches the bridge of his nose. Can we please have this conversation somewhere that's not the airport? Marco loads everyone into the SUV. I called in a second car for all the luggage. The drive to the house is tense. Rachel keeps texting me questions. Mom keeps asking about Dante. Dad keeps looking at me like he's trying to solve a complex equation. We pull up to the house. Everyone goes silent. This is where your roommate lives? Mom asks faintly. This is where we live, I correct. As of tomorrow. I lead them inside. Dante is waiting in the foyer, and I get my first look at him through my family's eyes. He's dressed in dark slacks and a white button-down, the sleeves rolled up to his elbows. He's intimidatingly handsome, with those dark eyes and that sharp jaw. He looks powerful and dangerous and completely out of my league. But then he looks at me, and his whole face softens. "Tesoro," he says, crossing to my side and pressing a kiss to my temple. "You made it." The casual affection, the easy Italian endearment, clearly surprises my family. "Mom, Dad, Rachel, I say, this is Dante Moretti. Dante, this is my family." Dante extends his hand to my father first. "Mr. Chun, it's an honor to meet you." Dad shakes his hand, but his expression is stern. "Mr. Moretti, please call me Dante. I'll call you whatever I decide to call you after we have a conversation." Dante doesn't flinch. "Fair enough." He shakes Mom's hand next, then Rachel's. My sister is staring at him with wide eyes. "Holy crap, he's hot," she whispers to me. "Like, really hot. How did you land him?" "Rachel," I mutter. Dante hears her, of course he does, and smiles. "I'm the lucky one, actually. Your sister is extraordinary." "Oh, I like him," Rachel announces. "One down, 2 to go." Dante shows everyone to their rooms. Mom and Dad take one of the guest rooms. Rachel takes another. He gives them time to settle in, while I help him in the kitchen. "They hate me," he says, chopping vegetables with aggressive precision. "They don't hate you. They don't know you yet. Your father looked at me like he was deciding where to hide my body. That's just his principal face. He looks at everyone like that. Your sister called me hot. She's 19 and has terrible judgment. Don't let it go to your head." He sets down the knife and pulls me close. "How are you feeling?" "Nauseous. Terrified. Ready to get this over with. We'll get through this together." He kisses me softly. "Whatever happens, we're in this together." A throat clears behind us. We break apart to find Dad standing in the doorway. "Mr. Moretti, I believe you and I should have a talk. Man to man." "Of course." Dante's voice is perfectly calm. "Sophia, would you excuse us?" "Dad, it's okay," Dante says. "Your father has every right to ask questions." I leave them in the kitchen and go find Mom and Rachel in the living room. Rachel is sprawled on the couch, scrolling through her phone. Mom is standing by the window, looking out at the garden. "This is a beautiful home," Mom says without turning around. "Very expensive. He does well for himself." "What does he do exactly?" "You said real estate development." "Among other things." She turns to look at me. "Sophia, I need you to be honest with me. Are you safe with this man?" The question catches me off guard. "What? Are you safe? Is he good to you?" Because this house, this lifestyle, it's very different from what you're used to. And men with this kind of money and power sometimes have expectations. "He treats me like I'm precious," I say quietly, "like I'm the most important thing in his world. I've never felt safer with anyone." Mom studies my face for a long moment. Then she nods. "Okay, I believe you." "Really? You have good instincts, Sophie. If you trust him, I trust your judgment." She pauses. "Although I reserve the right to change my mind if he hurts you." "Deal." Rachel looks up from her phone. "Okay, but are we going to talk about the obvious? You're pregnant, right? That's the big announcement." I sink into the armchair across from her. "Yes, I'm pregnant." "How far along?" "Almost 9 weeks. And it's his." "Of course it's his. Just checking. Is that why you're getting married?" I hesitate. We're getting married because we love each other. The pregnancy just moved up the timeline. "So you are getting married." "I knew it." Rachel grins. "This is so much better than I thought. My boring teacher sister is marrying a hot rich guy and having his baby. Mom, your life is about to get so much more interesting." Mom presses her fingers to her temples. "I need wine. Sophie, please tell me there's wine in this house." "There's wine, but I can't drink it." "Because you're pregnant." "Because I'm pregnant." She crosses to the bar cart and pours herself a generous glass. "When's the wedding?" I take a deep breath. "Tomorrow." Mom nearly drops her glass. "Tomorrow." "Tomorrow afternoon. Small ceremony. Just family. In the back garden." "Sophie." Mom sets down her wine with a sharp clink. "You can't plan a wedding in 24 hours. Dante already planned it. All we have to do is show up. But your dress, handled. The flowers, handled. Mom. Everything is handled. Dante has people who handle things. All we need is family. She sinks onto the couch next to Rachel. I can't believe this. My daughter is getting married tomorrow. With less than a week's notice, Rachel adds helpfully. This is the most chaotic thing you've ever done, Sophie. I'm so proud. In the kitchen, I hear Dad's voice rising. Not quite shouting, but close. Responsibility to those children. Dante's response is too low to make out. More from Dad. Barely know each other. Dante again, still calm. Then silence. I'm halfway out of my chair, ready to intervene, when Dad walks back into the living room. His face is unreadable. Richard? Mom asks. What happened? Dad looks at me. He loves you. I know. No, Sophie. He really loves you. The way I love your mother. The way a man should love the woman he's building a life with. He sits down heavily. I wanted to hate him. I wanted to find a reason to forbid this. But I can't. Because when he talks about you, about the babies, yes, he told me it's twins. He sounds like a man who's found his purpose. Tears blur my vision. Dad, that doesn't mean I'm not going to keep an eye on him. And it doesn't mean I approve of a timeline. But Sophie, if you love him, if he makes you happy, then I'll support this. Mom is crying now too. Rachel is filming on her phone. This is going on TikTok, she announces. Rachel, put the phone away, Mom says, but she's smiling through her tears. Dante appears in the doorway. Dinner's ready. If everyone would like to come to the dining room. We file in to find the table set beautifully. Candles. Flowers. Multiple courses already plated. Dante pulls out my chair before sitting beside me. Under the table, his hand finds mine. The dinner is surprisingly easy. Dante is charming without being fake. He answers Dad's questions about his business, the real estate parts at least, and Mom's questions about how we met. He tells stories that make Rachel laugh and compliments Mom's dress. By the time dessert arrives, my family has been completely won over. So, Dad says, setting down his fork. Tomorrow. What time? 3 o'clock, Dante says. The ceremony will be short, then dinner and dancing. And your family? Mom asks. When do we meet them? As if on cue, the doorbell rings. Dante squeezes my hand. That would be them now. He goes to answer the door. I hear female voices, rapid Italian, the sound of luggage being set down. Then Dante returns with 2 women. The first is in her 60s, petite and elegant, with Dante's dark eyes and sharp features. The second is younger, maybe early 30s, tall and striking. Everyone, Dante says. This is my mother, Isabella Moretti, and my sister, Gabriella. Isabella's eyes go straight to me. She crosses the room with purpose and takes my face in both hands. So you are the one who has captured my son's heart, she says in accented English. Let me look at you. She studies me for a long moment. Then she smiles, warm and genuine, and kisses both my cheeks. Welcome to the family, Sophia. You are going to make beautiful grandchildren. She already is, Dante says. Mama, Sophia is pregnant, with twins. Isabella's eyes widen. Then she lets out a joyful shriek and pulls me into a crushing hug. Twins. My Dante is giving me twin grandchildren. She turns to my mother. You must be Sophia's mother. Come, we must talk. There is so much to plan. And just like that, the 2 mothers are deep in conversation about babies and nurseries and what I should eat to stay healthy. Gabriella, who goes by Ella, hugs me next. Thank God, she whispers. I thought he'd die alone in that depressing apartment. You're a miracle. I don't know about that. Trust me. He's been impossible for years. Mean and cold and paranoid. Then you moved in and suddenly he's smiling. Buying houses. Planning weddings. You're definitely a miracle. The rest of the evening passes in a blur of conversations and laughter. The 2 families blend surprisingly well. Dad and Isabella compare notes on trying to manage their stubborn children. Mom and Ella talk about flower arrangements. Rachel films everything. By 11, everyone is exhausted. Dante shows his mother and sister to their rooms. My family has already gone upstairs. We're finally alone in the kitchen, cleaning up the last of the dishes. That went well, I say. Better than well. They love you. Your mother called me a miracle. She's not wrong. He pulls me against him, his hands settling on my hips. How are you feeling? Tired? Exhausted? But happy? Good. He kisses my forehead. Go to bed, Tesoro. Tomorrow's a big day. Tomorrow I become your wife. Tomorrow you become officially, legally mine. His eyes darken. Although you've been mine since the moment you walked into my life. That's very possessive of you. You have no idea. He kisses me, slow and deep. Now go, before I keep you up all night. I go to our bedroom, the master suite with the view of the garden, and get ready for bed. I'm brushing my teeth when Rachel appears in the doorway. So, she says, leaning against the doorframe. You're really doing this? I really am. And you're happy? So happy it scares me. Good. She comes in and sits on the edge of the bed. For what it's worth, I think he's good for you. I've never seen you glow like this. That's probably the pregnancy hormones. It's not just the pregnancy. It's him. The way he looks at you, Sophie. Like you're the only person in the room. Like you're the only person in the world. He does look at me like that, doesn't he? He does. And you deserve that. You deserve someone who sees how amazing you are. We hug, and I realize how much I've missed my sister these last few months. Are you okay being the only single chin sister now? I ask. Please. I'm 19. I have plenty of time to find my own hot Italian mob boss. He's not. I stop. Actually, never mind. Rachel grins. Yeah, that's what I thought. See you at the wedding, sis. She leaves, and I'm alone with my thoughts. Tomorrow I marry Dante Moretti. Tomorrow I become his wife. Tomorrow our lives change forever. I place my hands on my stomach, feeling the slight curve that's beginning to show. Ready to have married parents. I whisper. Ready to join the most chaotic family in Chicago. I fall asleep with a smile on my face, dreaming of weddings and babies and a future I never imagined could be mine. The morning of my wedding, I wake up to sunlight and nausea. The nausea wins. I barely make it to the bathroom before I'm heaving into the toilet. Morning sickness has been brutal this week, and today of all days, my body decides to be especially dramatic. A knock on the bathroom door. Sophie. My mother's voice. Honey, are you okay? Fine, I gasp. Just morning sickness. Can I come in? It's not pretty. I've seen you throw up before. When you had the flu in 7th grade, remember? I unlock the door. Mom comes in with a damp washcloth and a glass of water. She sits on the floor beside me, holding my hair back just like she did when I was 12. There we go, she murmurs. Get it all out. When the heaving finally stops, I slump against the wall. Mom wipes my face with the cool cloth. Thank you, I whisper. That's what mothers do. She hands me the water. Small sips. When are you due? Late June, early July. Dr. Vasquez thinks July 3rd, but she said twins usually come early. Twins. Mom shakes her head. I still can't believe it. My baby is having babies. Plural. I know. It's surreal. Are you scared? Terrified. I have no idea how to be a mother, especially to 2 babies at once. Nobody knows how to be a mother until they do it, Mom says. And you'll have help. You'll have Dante and me and Rachel. Isabella is over the moon. She's been texting me baby name ideas since 6 this morning. Despite everything, I laugh. Of course she has. Sophie, I need to ask you something. Mom's expression turns serious. Are you marrying him because you're pregnant, or because you love him? I love him, Mom. So much it overwhelms me sometimes. The pregnancy just made us realize we didn't want to wait. And he loves you. He does. I know it seems fast, but Mom, when he looks at me, when he talks about the babies, he's all in. Completely committed. Good. Because if he ever hurts you, I will personally destroy him. Mom, I mean it. You're my daughter. Grandchildren or not, if he makes you unhappy, he'll answer to me. I hug her tight. I love you. I love you too, sweetheart. Now come on. We need to get you ready. You're getting married in 5 hours. The next few hours are a whirlwind of activity. Ella arrives with a dress, an elegant cream silk gown that somehow fits perfectly despite my changing body. Mom does my hair in soft waves. Rachel handles makeup, going heavier than I usually wear but somehow making it work. Isabella brings flowers, white roses and greenery, simple and classic. At 2:30, I'm standing in front of the mirror, barely recognizing myself. I look like a bride. I look like someone's wife. I look like Dante's wife. A knock on the bedroom door. Sophie. Dad's voice. Can I come in? Yes. He enters and stops short. Oh, sweetheart. You're beautiful. Thanks, Dad. He crosses to me, offering his arm. Are you ready for this? Yes. No. Maybe. That's normal. He covers my hand with his. I want you to know something. I had a long talk with Dante last night after you went to bed. Dad, what did you say to him? I asked him about his business. The real business, not the real estate developer story. I asked him point blank if my daughter was safe with him. My stomach drops. And he didn't lie to me. He told me the truth. About his family, his organization, the dangers that come with his world. He didn't sugarcoat it or pretend it was something it's not. He told you everything. Not everything, but enough. And then he told me that his only priority, his only goal, is keeping you and those babies safe. That he would die before he let anything happen to you. Tears threaten my makeup. Dad, I believe him, Sophie. I don't like his world. I wish my grandchildren would grow up somewhere safer. But I believe that man would move mountains for you. And that's all a father can ask for. I love him so much. I know you do. And he clearly loves you. Dad kisses my forehead. Now come on. Let's get you married. We walk downstairs together. Through the kitchen, out the back door into the garden. It's been transformed. White chairs arranged in rows. An arch covered in roses. String lights hanging from the trees, ready to glow when evening comes. Our families are already seated. Mom dabbing her eyes with a tissue. Rachel filming. Isabella beaming. Ella bouncing with excitement. And at the front, under the arch, stands Dante. He's wearing a black tuxedo that looks like it was painted on. His dark hair is perfectly styled, but it's his expression that steals my breath. Awe and love and something fierce and possessive. The judge, an older man I've never met, nods at me. Dad walks me down the makeshift aisle. When we reach Dante, he shakes Dad's hand. Take care of her, Dad says. With my life, Dante promises. Dad puts my hand in Dante's and steps back. We stand face to face under the roses. His thumb traces circles on my hand. The judge begins. We are gathered here today to witness the union of Dante Moretti and Sophia Chun. I barely hear the words. I'm too focused on Dante, on the way he's looking at me, on the way his hand trembles slightly in mine. Do you, Dante, take Sophia to be your wife? I do. His voice is rough with emotion. I absolutely do. And do you, Sophia, take Dante to be your husband? I think about the last 6 months, about moving into his apartment, about falling for him, about the night we first made love, about the weeks apart when I thought I'd lost him, about finding out I was pregnant, about the moment I realized I was carrying twins. I think about the house he bought us, the nursery he set up, the way he calls me Tesoro, the way he touches my stomach like our babies are the most precious things in the world. I think about the future stretching ahead of us, uncertain and dangerous and perfect. I do, I say. I really, really do. Then by the power vested in me by the state of Illinois, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride. Dante doesn't wait for the words to finish. He pulls me close and kisses me like a man claiming his entire world. Our families cheer. Rachel is definitely still filming. Isabella is crying happy tears. When we break apart, Dante rests his forehead against mine. Hi, wife, he whispers. Hi, husband. How does it feel? Like coming home. He kisses me again, softer this time. Welcome home, Mrs. Moretti. Mrs. Moretti. I'm Mrs. Moretti now. I'm Dante's wife. I'm carrying his babies. And despite everything, the danger, the chaos, the uncertainty, I've never been happier in my entire life. The evening is perfect. Dinner under the lights. Dancing in the garden. Toast from both families. Isabella and Mom already planning baby showers. At midnight, our families finally head to bed. Dante and I are alone in the garden, swaying to music only we can hear. Happy? He asks. Unbelievably. Good. His hand settles on my stomach. This is just the beginning, tesoro. The best is yet to come. I believe you. We dance under the stars, husband and wife, parents-to-be, ready for whatever comes next. Together. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you love the story, check out the other videos on your screen now. I think you'll really enjoy them. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next story.